Hi, folks. Here we have a Seiko Instruments Incorporated Boombox. Picked this baby up for $10 few days ago. It's in pretty dirty condition. Have no idea if it works or not, but at least it doesn't look as bad as that Magnavox and also subwoofer. And it looks kind of dented on the subwoofer and camera, but that must just be a thing of the lens, as I have this on the 0.5x. This boombox, let's go over the features first before we do turn it on. Got the power cord right here. So, of course on the front we got all piezo, I believe, speakers. Well, just wannabe speakers. Two mid-range drivers. I'm not sure how big they are. I'd say those about 4 or 5-inch speakers. Then we got the subwoofer here. Then we got your audio level indicator. Basically just flash your lights to the music. And then your subwoofer button with super 3D woofer. I bet you there was some foam or something here and it's disintegrated, and that's why you can sometimes see the glue. And I'm not going to mess with it because it was mainly just for looks, not for functionality. But anywho, put to the top. This thing's kind of heavy, so it's not a complete piece of junk. My hand underneath it. We got your double cassette decks with the standard. This thing's been used a lot. It's kind of hard to read some of the writing, but we have record, play, rewind, fast forward, stop, pause, and then we have all cassette deck B. Let's play, rewind, fast forward, stop, eject, and pause. And we got, of course, your cool 80s or really nice looking graphics. Tape counter, 3D, 5-speaker system, automatic stop mechanism. We're selling out the features, aren't we? Your power button here. Your tape select, normal, chrome, metal, dubbing, off, normal, or high speed. Then you got your function switch up here. Tape, radio. I think radio, it's so hard to read this. Radio, tape, radio stereo, radio mono, auxiliary CD, and your AM FM switch. Instead of putting FM stereo over here, I put on the function switch. I guess everyone's opinion. Your graphic equalizer, 1, 2, 3, 5-band graphic equalizer. And you got your tuning down here, and your volume, which I don't like this. You have to move 2 of them up and down, but I didn't design it. I can live with it though. It's not my favorite, and also tests about frequency modulation, amplitude modulation. This is definitely 80s. But let's see how well this thing actually works at all. Hopefully the scratching will stop. I had to take care of the dog. Went in the garage. I appreciate him wanting to be with me, but I don't need him. Say hi, dog. Here's my dog. Yeah, he's a lovely dog, but boy, he does not have any respect for video filming at all. But I'm glad he wants to be with me. But anywho, let's continue. Continue with this boombox. But one thing I kind of forgot to do before we plug it in, because I am losing my mind. Oh, but this is heavy. We have on the side here a power, your headphone jack, external speakers, and surround speakers. Here, battery bay and manufacturer information. Don't know exactly when this was made. Haven't found that yet. And then we have your microphone, line in, line out, and beat cut. OSC oscillator. So this has AC bias recording. It doesn't have Dolby noise reduction. That's the only thing it is missing. But it does have AC bias recording. It's heavy, and it has almost every feature you'd want. It's like a metal, normal tape, normal metal chrome tape support, and all that stuff. It just doesn't have Dolby, which is not a complete deal breaker, but it would have been nice. I forgot missing the power button's this. I'm so used to mine that tape is off. Volume all the way down. No smoke. We're doing good so far. Now let's see what happens when I hit the buttons. Oh! Helps hit power first, doesn't it, folks? That's a good sign. Well, we got rewind. We got play. We got plenty of torque on play. I can barely stop it. I say the belts still feel really good. But now we got fast forward now. Now this one doesn't want to work at all. I think I know what the problem is. The classic tension. The pause plastic has popped off, I guarantee you, and it's hitting against the flywheel. So, yeah, then I think this might actually have dual modals in it, since it wasn't making the noise with the other side. That might be a good thing. I don't think the belts are bad in it, though. We might get lucky and not have to change the belts, and I'm under the impression, don't fix if it ain't broke. Unfortunately, I didn't notice it has some damage here. This thing is not a museum piece, but it'd probably be a nice looking machine, just cleaned up some. Okay, let's try out the radio. What are we on? FM? Oh, there's the stereo light and record light. So dirty I didn't see him, but there's your FM stereo and record. I didn't see him, it was so dirty.
Vinegar and the Southern Siren.
Really incredible.
Essence.
Powered by generations. Thy ticket.
Seems to be working. AM. Oops. Sorry, folks.
Of course they decided it. They had one guy on it.
Not doing too bad. But basically, the cassette deck just needs to be worked on a little bit. I think I have a test tape. Patsy Cline, which won't be able to play much of this, at least keep it in the video for obvious reasons, or I'll get in big trouble. Nope, it's got one modal, and it's this thing. If it wasn't dragging, I think we'd be fine. So, the cassette deck needs repair. But, this is a Tanishin, I got a whole box of parts, it's worth cleaning up. Now, thanks for on that. So, we will take this thing apart. Well, I say it's time we take this puppy apart, and as you can tell, I have cleaned it some. It is not perfect by any means, but I can continue working on that later. But at least it did clean up a lot nicer than when I got it. And it does actually work pretty well. I've been just playing the radio on it. And, I mean, it's not bad for a Seiko, I think, Instruments Boombox. It's actually a pretty nice one. And like I said, I prefer this kind of style of boomboxes, even though these ain't as good. maybe the ones that came earlier, but I still think these things deserve some love, and I find them pretty cool looking with the speakers out front like this. Let's make them apart. And this thing is kind of heavy. I didn't clean the back of it either. I wasn't. Yeah. Main reason, I forgot. Got sidetracked with something else, but no worries. And all cleaned up and all. Let's get this thing apart. This will be interesting. Well, as you saw, that was the pause mechanism, and being an idiot, I popped it back on. And now it's in orbit, but no threat, folks, no threat. I have a whole bunch of these. I'll just yank one off of another deck. Yeah, what happened is it cracked. Worst comes to worst, you just wouldn't be able to pause that deck, which is the play deck, which would be a little annoying, but I will figure it out. Well, we got the parts for that boombox, and also for the record player. And to fix the stupid mistake I did about launching the pause mechanism in our space, we have a replacement right here that we can yank off and move on to the other. Unfortunately, a lot of that on the other boomboxes can be done off camera because getting into this mechanism and doing it is very hard to do, and having a camera in my face is going to make it impossible. So I'll do a jump cut to when I have it done. Hi folks, I got the new belts installed. Unfortunately, the pause is not going to work because the one off that other deck was actually too big to fit on this one, and I also lost the other one, and I tried to 3D print one, but you can't use a FDM printer. It's too small. I do have a resin one, but don't have the stuff to currently use it. I just have the printer. So for the moment, the pause is just not going to do anything. It won't latch. Not the first time. That's unfortunate. But, yeah, well, it should hopefully still play. I'm going to put it back together to the point that we can clean the pinch rollers off, then try and do a speed adjustment on it. Probably won't be able to catch it on video because the device I need to use speed calibration is my phone, and I can't record the video and use the phone at the same time. So hopefully come back and everything will be all put back together. while using this TX test tape that I was given, which is a 400 Hertz test tape. It seems to be being right on speed. Well, as good as you're going to get at like 404 and 397. One deck will always play faster than the other. I'm not going to worry about adjusting the speed. This thing seems to be rock on. Yeah, nice to have one. This is a TX test tape. First time I ever used it. So, I think we did it good. Unfortunately, the pause buttons, as I mentioned, won't work. I just don't have any other to rob parts off of at the moment. But I might be able to 3D print them later and we will revisit this. This is not the first time this has happened to me. But I can live without the pause button working on it. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing that it plays a tape. You can just hit stop. It's not as good if you make recording stuff like off the radio or stuff. Or to continue, yeah, you do lose some functionality. Like you can't put a tape in here, hit play, then when it stops, it turns this one on. I hate that. But those things were small. When you have shag carpet, good luck ever finding them. Or a dog like that, he'll find them before I ever will. Yeah. So, I think it's just going to do a little bit more cleaning off camera. And then put this thing back together and we'll be good.
Just to be there.